Sometimes the hardest feeling is not pain itself. It is the quiet fear that no one noticed, that life kept moving without you, that people adjusted to your absence, that maybe God did too. There are seasons when the heart begins to wonder, not loudly, but slowly. Does he still see me? Does he know where I am? Have I wandered too far to be found? In Luke 15, Jesus tells a story for people carrying questions like that, but he also tells it to people who had forgotten how mercy sounds. The chapter begins with tax collectors and sinners drawing near to listen to Jesus. These were people others often avoided, people whose lives were complicated, people whose reputations had already spoken for them before they ever entered the room. And the Pharisees and scribes began to complain. This man welcomes sinners and eats with them. That was not a small accusation. They were not only upset that Jesus allowed sinners to stand nearby, they were troubled because he received them. He made room for them. He welcomed them into fellowship. And in that world, sharing a table meant more than sharing food. It meant welcome. It meant association. It meant, in some way, making room for another person. And that is what troubled them. Not only that Jesus spoke to sinners, but that he received them. So Jesus begins telling three stories. Something is lost. Someone refuses to give up. And when what was lost is restored, joy follows. The first story is about a shepherd. A man has 100 sheep and one of them is lost. To modern ears, the story can sound strange. Why would a shepherd leave 99 sheep for one? Would that not be careless? But Jesus' first listeners understood shepherding differently than many of us do. The open country was where flocks grazed. The 99 were not the forgotten ones. The point of the story is not that the shepherd stopped caring about them. The point is that he noticed one was missing. Love counts differently than efficiency does. Efficiency might say, 99 is still a strong number. Love says, one is gone. And one matters. So the shepherd goes after the lost sheep until he finds it. That little word, until, carries so much tenderness. He does not search for a while and then decide it is too much trouble. He does not wait for the sheep to become less lost. He does not stand at a distance and call out instructions. He goes. And when he finds it, Jesus says he lays it on his shoulders, rejoicing. That may be one of the gentlest details in the whole parable. The sheep is not dragged home. It is not punished back into the flock. It is carried. The shepherd carries the weight of the journey home himself, and he does it with joy. This is the reversal at the heart of the story. The religious leaders were asking in their own way why Jesus would get so close to people who had wandered. Jesus answers by showing them the heart of God. The question is not, why are they near me? The question is, why are you not rejoicing that they are being found? They expected heaven to celebrate the ones who seemed safely gathered. But Jesus reveals something deeper. Restoration brings celebration. Heaven is not annoyed by mercy. Heaven rejoices when the lost are found. And maybe that changes how we hear the story. Because many of us imagine God responding to our wandering with disappointment first. We picture him waiting with crossed arms. We imagine him measuring the distance, reviewing the failure, rehearsing what went wrong. But Jesus gives us a different picture. A shepherd who notices. A shepherd who searches. A shepherd who carries. A shepherd who comes home rejoicing. The sheep does not find the shepherd. The shepherd finds the sheep. And when the shepherd finds it, he does not demand that it walk the whole way back on wounded legs. He lifts it. He carries it. He brings it home. That is what restoration looks like in this story. Not the lost proving they were worth the search, but the shepherd revealing that they were never forgotten. Maybe you know what it feels like to be that one. Not dramatic. Not rebellious in a way everyone can see. Just distant, tired, quietly disconnected, still showing up on the outside, but inwardly unsure whether God feels close anymore. Or maybe you have wandered through regret, a decision you wish you could undo, a season you do not know how to explain, a version of yourself you hardly recognize. Shame has a way of making us believe that distance has the final word. But the parable tells another story. The shepherd knows the terrain. He knows the valley. He knows the places where fear hides. He knows how to find what feels unreachable. And he does not stop searching because the path is inconvenient. You're not forgotten because you're not visible to everyone else. You are not less loved because you feel far away. You're not beyond the shepherd's care because you do not know how to get yourself home. The shepherd knows when one is missing, and one is enough to begin the search. This week, try one simple practice. When you feel unseen, pause for a moment and pray, Jesus, my shepherd, you know where I am. Help me let you carry what I cannot carry alone. You do not need many words. You do not need to explain everything perfectly. Just let that prayer become a small opening. When shame says you are forgotten, return to it. When fear says you are too far away, return to it. When your heart feels tired of trying to find its own way back, return to it. Jesus, my shepherd, you know where I am. Help me let you carry what I cannot carry alone. There's a kind of hope that begins here, not in pretending we were never lost, not in proving we can fix everything ourselves, but in discovering that the shepherd has not stopped looking. And when he finds what was lost, he does not return with anger in his hands. He returns with joy. So may you rest in the care of the shepherd who notices the one. May you be free from the fear that your absence went unseen. May you trust that mercy can find you even here. And may you remember, you are not forgotten, you are sought, you are carried, and when you are found, heaven rejoices.